Like it was holding on in 94 and 95. But El Torito was in Burbank, across from where Fucko does the Tonight Show. You know, Jay Leno.
Fucko.
It's next to, it was, whatever the fuck he's doing. Now he's got a coffee shop in his garage. Go fuck yourself. You got 2 million fucking cars. Cocksucker. Go get a ticket somewhere. Yeah, that place was where Boston Market is now, in Burbank.
Fucking love a Boston Market. I don't know why.
Not Boston. Oh, fuck Boston Market. That place is disgusting. They give you
You'll
pigeons
cry out
for
of your
chicken.
butthole.
It used to be really good. When it first fucking started, you
Yes.
remember the lines for Boston Market? Everybody was eating chicken. But what happened to Boston Market was people started saying, whoa, we can make our own chickens for $6.99. So every supermarket started making chicken, so Boston Market fucking, I think there's 8 of them left.
And they're all like off a throughway.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst food to eat while you're in transit.
Oh, there was a terrible
Might as well put on
one
a
in
fucking
Burbank.
diaper.
And my daughter liked it. My daughter liked the one in Burbank, and she would ask for it. Macaroni and cheese restaurant. It was fucking awful. And I would have to sit there with her and eat that fucking pigeon meat, because that's a fucking pigeon. Oh, fucking horrible.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
I remember you saying something one time that, along with back to what you're saying about writing the date and the place, the location, do you also have a notebook where you've written down everyone you've ever performed with?
Mm-hmm. Well, that notebook
Same
would
one.
have that on there.
And so it would be the list, the lineup. That to me
lineup.
is so interesting to see. You know, I have a couple of those like flyers and things, and it's interesting to see who stuck with it, because it's out of like 10 people, like 2 have actually broken through. You know, so it's interesting to see those names that have stuck it for the long haul in this industry, and who has actually achieved a nice amount of success where it's all they do.
There's only one guy that's doing real comedy from when I was doing comedy in 92, 93, 94, 95 in Denver. And that's a kid by the name of Jimmy Abate, a Mexican guy. I'm 59. He's got to be about 62. Hard-working guy. Just never left Colorado. He had it too easy. You know, he had a bunch of gigs during the week. And, you know, every time a concert would come in, they'd call him. Great guy. But I thought about that, too. I thought about the fucking guys I started with and where they are today, and none of them are around. They're not even in the comedy game no more.
Wow. It's a tough industry. I know we've talked about this. I'm sure people have listened to conversations about how hard comedy is, but it really is a weird thing. It's a difficult job to get good at, or career. It's a difficult career to pursue, because, you know, you've got to branch out. Like even you've branched out into other things, and you've done a ton of acting and, you know, podcasting and all of that. Like, out of all the things that you've done in your career, do you view comedy as like the only thing you really enjoy doing? I know you sort of are off the road for a while now, but out of everything you've done, is that the thing that you love the most, or do you enjoy making films as well?
In my life, I mean, listen, I love comedy. And for the young comics that are watching this show, let me tell you something. Whether you want to be a comedy writer, a fucking whatever, give stand-up a whirl for 1 year. I don't want you to be a pro at it. I don't even want you to get good at it. Just make a commitment before you get into any field, camera work, any field you want to, directing, producing. Go do stand-up for a year. Just go once a week, talk to them guys, learn the mind of a stand-up, because that's the best mind in the industry. I'm very proud to say, yes, I love stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy took me out of the fucking world of criminality. I fell in love with it. It was all I ever knew. And the one thing about me is I really fucking respected it. Like, that's where mine and Joe Rogan's connection comes from. We have nothing in common. I'm a criminal. He's a fucking genius. You know what I'm saying? We have nothing in common. But our common thing is our love and respect and dedication for stand-up. I would have died for it. But it's the ground floor for any entertainment career.
That's a good
because
point.
When you do stand-up, one of the greatest things I ever watched in my life was Roseanne Barr on that fucking show. What's Larry King? Larry King Live?
Yeah, right. What happened? I have a vague memory.
Well, she did the one episode. She was talking about how Oprah kidnapped her and put receptors in her brain to steal her ideas. So when you
Yeah,
say that
it's all
type of shit,
valid.
you're like, fucking Roseanne, what are you talking about? But then
All very valid.
he asked her a question. He goes, listen, why did you throw all the people from ABC, the top brass, out of the Christmas party one year? And she goes, listen, I was dealing with a bunch of fucking idiots. I love Roseanne for this. I love Roseanne for what she did for me by saying this. She goes, in Hollywood, we deal with a bunch of fucking idiots. They went to college. They watched 2 movies. They're not us. We dove ourselves into this. And then she made this statement. She goes, when you do comedy, you're the director, you're the producer, you're the writer, you're the sound tech, you're everything. It breaks down into all those categories that you could grow from. So she goes, when they told me that they wanted me to beat the Cosby Show out, I thought about it, and I go, I was going to ask for help, but I didn't need help. I knew how to beat him out by being fucking funny. So she goes, I fired all the writers they gave me because they didn't know shit about shit, and I hired stand-up writers and regular writers to mix. And friends, people who knew me, and they were writing the episodes, you know, and I know half the guys she hired. And it was really good for comedy. You know, it was really good to take these guys and take them through a set and help them fucking punch up scripts. And that's how she beat Cosby. She knocked Cosby out of Thursday Night because she said she went back to her comedic roots. And if you think about it, how many times are you down? How many times have you called me and said, I can't get no help, I can't get this? And after a week as a stand-up comic, you know, you go, fuck help. I don't need their fucking help. I'm taking this into my own fucking hands. And you put it together better than they were going to do it, the agents. And I did that. I did that with The Longest Yard. I did that with America. When they told me they didn't want to see me for The Longest Yard, I said, fuck you. That's what they told you. And you accepted it. They're not going to tell me that. He's going to get 2 comedic actors. What Adam Sandler needs is a fucking kick-ass comic for that fucking role. And you don't believe in me as much as you do, and I understand that. But guess what? I believe in me more than you believe in me. So I'm putting that audition on tape, and I'm sending it to Adam Sandler, and I got that fucking movie. And that's what comics do. We figure out a way, and we always go back to us. Nobody can help you. Nobody's going to help you sell tickets.
No.
Nobody's going to help you write material. Nobody's going to help you book comedy gigs. Nobody's going to do shit, or you have to assume that.